Good evening and welcome to a new edition of To The Point, the first To The Point in 2017. May the new year bring lots of fruitful endeavors for the world at large. This evening we'll be starting the new year with a more optimistic outlook, and we'll be looking at the Egyptian economic vehicle. For us to call for investors, a number of components have to go hand in hand. One of the critical components is infrastructure. This evening with a distinguished gentleman, we'll be shedding light on the latest developments in infrastructure in Egypt. How is Egypt readying itself not only for tourism and easing of traffic, if we can put it this way, for Egyptians, but more importantly, how are we readying ourselves for a proper infrastructure for investment? With us this evening is Dr. Emad Nabil, who is a consultant in roads and bridges and a professor in Cairo University. A pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you.
Before we do so, once you sort of propagate and instigate, unfortunately, you end up being on the receiving end sooner or later. And we've experienced and seen the latest escalation of violence which took place in Turkey, with a number of incidents, as a matter of fact. And with us on the line is Mr. Amr al-Masri, who is the Middle East News Agency Bureau-in-Chief in Ankara, to shed light on how is the environment in Turkey right now. Mr. Amr, can you hear us?
Yes, hello, ma'am.
Hi, how are you? Sir, initially, let me wish you a very happy new year.
Thank you.
And just to get a sense of how are things in Turkey, according to news reports, things are not quite stable. Are we reading the scene right?
Yes, ma'am. First of all, good evening to all viewers of Nile TV. We have to say in the beginning, as Egyptian people, that we feel so sorry and sad about the loss of innocent life in Turkey in successive terrorist operations. But in fact, we also have to say that violence in Turkey is the outcome of internal conflicts and external interests in a very complicated manner.
Yes.
I mean, in the last 18 months or so, there have been around 30 terrorist attacks in Turkey, killing over 1,000 people from a country that was once perceived as having determined the perfect balance between Islam, capitalism, and democracy. In July 2016, a failed coup rocked the nation, leaving in its wake up to, let's say, 350 dead, with countless injured and considerable damage to physical infrastructure. In the space of a few, short years, the bridge of civilization, as Turkey is called, has become the focal point for intersection of different political, ideological, and ethnic conflicts, regularly erupting into instances of violence and terrorism.
A question that raises itself right now: do you think Erdogan will be able to get things together?
I don't think so. Mr. Erdogan is now the victim of his own policies within Turkey and outside Turkey. And a case in point, let's say that recent attack on a nightclub, more than 24 foreign nationals celebrating the start of the new year in Istanbul were among the victims of a shooting spree at this popular nightclub called Reyna. The Turkish police is still hunting for an unidentified gunman who opened fire in the early hours of 2017. Actually, Turkey is in a state of political confusion and tension, and hurling accusations irrationally at everyone. I mean, Ankara had blamed the assassination of the Russian ambassador to Turkey, Andrei Karlov, on Fethullah Gulen's movement, known as Hizmet or service, which Gulen denied vehemently. Recently, the Turkish government also accused the United States of backing terrorism. That was on the tongue of the Turkish Prime Minister bin Ali Yildirim, who has accused the United States government, led by President Barack Obama, of supporting terrorism in Syria. Yildirim made these comments in front of his Justice and Development Party parliamentary group in reference to Washington's backing of Kurdish Syrian militias fighting against the Islamic State, or let's say the so-called Islamic State terrorist group in Syria.
Do you think what's happening in Turkey right now, is it really killing its chances once and for all from becoming a member of the European Union, which it aspired to for a number of years?
Of course, ma'am. I mean, the European Union has made a lot of criticisms recently against Turkey as far as the human rights are concerned, as far as the mass detentions that followed that botched coup attempt last year. A lot of things, actually, and a lot of Turkish practices against the Kurds too in southeastern Turkey. I think all of these has overshadowed Turkey's attempts to join the European Union. That was very clear in the European officials' criticisms against Erdogan personally and Turkey in general.
You being on the ground there, maybe I'll ask you a question, and basically it's what do you forecast for Turkey in 2017?
Well, it's a very gloomy picture, ma'am. I mean, to be frank and clear, we can say that Turkey is starting to foot the bill for its support for terrorism in Syria and elsewhere. By elsewhere, I mean in Libya, too. It has been reeling for several years now, as it has been increasingly drawn into the Syrian civil war. What I want to say is that Turkey, I mean, by opening its borders to foreign fighters trying to reach Syria, it inadvertently supported the rise of the so-called Islamic State, which is now carrying out attacks within Turkey. We have to say that Mr. Erdogan in the first parliamentary elections in mid last year tried to buy the Turkish voters for his remaining in power in return for security for the Turkish people. And now the Turkish people do not have security. I mean, at least that's what we see now. Terrorist operations nearly every day, here or there, by many parties that have enmity with the Turkish government of Mr. Erdogan and his AKP party.
Mr. Amr al-Masri, thank you very much for your fruitful input, and may your stay be safe. Going back to the main topic of this evening's discussion, and that is Egyptian infrastructure. What have we managed to achieve thus far? Dr. Emad, as I said in my introduction, infrastructure is an important backbone of any economic reform, including investment. Can you just shed light on what is being done? Because we hear of a lot of projects of roads being opened left and right. What is the overall map? I mean, what are we expecting for those viewers who are not aware of what's being done? Okay. The road that stretches for thousands of kilometers, it's supposed to go from where to where? What are we tying with what?
Yeah. First of all, I would like to give you an idea and to identify what is the National Road Program. Okay. Until 2013, we had only 24,000 of paved roads. Now, by announcement of this new road program, we will add about 7,000 kilometers to the road network. So we almost account for around 20% of the total length of the old roads that we had already from start of paving the roads in Egypt until 2013.
Okay. Can I interrupt you? When you say we have 24,000, when you say 24,000, these are the highway roads?
The highway roads.
Not so that people will understand. Yeah, we're not talking about internal road infrastructure.
Internally, we have like inner cities roads, around 22,000 another paved road, but single roads like local roads with...
Are not accounted in this. So the 24 are basically highways?
Highways or carriageway.
Okay.
The project is, this new project is expected to be completed within 36 billion Egyptian pound. It's divided into 3 stages. First stage starts August 2014 and the duration is about 2 years. In this stage, the total length of the new roads is about 4,400 kilometers.
And this has been complete?
Has been complete.
Okay, so stage 1 is finished?
Finished.
Okay.
The second stage starts maybe mid of last year, and it will like parallel work, not in sequence work. Yani we didn't finish the first stage, and the second stage starts already. The total length of this stage is about 2,000 kilometers with duration of another 2 years. And the last stage, the third one, will be another 2,000 kilometers with another 2 years to complete all the national road program projects.
So we're envisioning to complete the whole project by when? Year what? 2020? Or?
2020. 2020. The first idea came from Egypt 2050.
Okay.
This is the future plan for Egypt, for investment, for the foreign investment as well. If you inserted like a transparent paper on the older roads in Egypt, and you are adding the new hubs of economic like or such, I can account there. Maybe the nuclear station at Daba. New roads, new cities like also Daba city, like Al Alamein city, which is will be the huge one.
The new capital.
The new capital, as well. Also a new Ismailia city, new Boursaid city, new ports in Egypt, and you find out that all roads are incompleted, and you can't be arrested on a strong base for your investment.
So basically, this the whole plan comes from the idea that we have new cities, and no infrastructure, really, no roads to interconnect those cities.
Yeah.
Which is the Egypt Vision 2050. This culminated in Egypt Vision 2050.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Egyptian governorate also has been focusing on the plan to attract the foreign direct investment, FDI.
Yes.
In this country. As we talked about this issue maybe out of studio, there is the energy issue, there is the infrastructure issue, and the new plans for Egypt 2050. All those will construct the FDI plan for Egypt. To secure the investment in the new areas, also urban area, main cities outside Egypt, outside Cairo, national-wide infrastructure project or scheme was established, and this is the National Road Project NBR. If we talk about some projects, let me tell you that the Wadi Natron Al Alamein was completed 100%. It's 135 kilometers. The first stage of the Middle Ring Road, 22 kilometers. The Shat Ayum Musa Road, 33 kilometers, also finished. Suhag Safaga is finished and opened, 180 kilometers. Qina Safaga, 120, already finished. El Sheikh Fadl Ras Gharib, also 55 kilometers, almost finished. If you are talking about the second part or the western part of the Sheikh Fadl, is still almost 95%, 90 kilometers. The Cairo-Suez Road, and this is the first road with concrete paving material in the Middle East as well in Africa. It's about 70 kilometers. Fawz Fayoum, Wahat, 125. Al-Farafra in Dalla, 90. Shobra Banha is 40, and I can give an example finally after we illustrate all. The National Ring Road from Bilbis al-Sahrawi or Western Bilbis Desert Road to Cairo Alexandria Road, about 92 kilometers, 55% completion. Out of this array of a national road, there are another road in parallel work out, and they are still running in maintaining those roads or reconstructing some of them, of which the Mahalla Kafr al-Sheikh Road, 32 kilometers, 650 million. Tanta Kafr al-Sheikh, 34 kilometers, 500 million. Cairo Alexandria Agriculture Road from Kafr al-Dawar to Kafr al-Zayat, 35 kilometers, 195 million. Safaga Qina with intersection up to Upper Egypt Red Sea Road, 20 kilometers. The cost is 117 million. Qanatir Khatatba, 37 kilometers, also 116, We have Fayoum up to Qom Ushim, 10 kilometer, 6 part of the North Coastal Road, 60 kilometer. We have Ismailia Qassasin Road, 35 kilometer. And there are still some projects will be done or will start soon, such as Suhag Qina, 140, with a cost of 350 million. قنطرة الصالحية قصاصين 55, التوفيقية قناطر كفر بولين 15, كفر الدوار كفر الزيات second stage.
Who's doing those roads? Egyptians?
Yeah.
It's Egyptians that are doing them.
Yeah. We have at the General Authority for Roads and Transportation about 35 companies working.
Egyptian companies.
Egyptian companies.
Okay. Let me ask you something, because sometimes we always blame our government for not having a long-term vision. In 2020, when those roads are completed, will they be ample? In other words, by 2020, will we feel that this is it, we did a proper infrastructure, or will we at the time feel that this is not enough, we didn't envision the proper expansion?
In 2020, you will feel that you have proper project, you have fully accessed infrastructure roads network.
Yes.
You can achieve time saving on travel time, during the travel time, about 25% of the total time now.
Yes.
For example, if we're talking about Shobra Banha Road, Shobra Banha Road will save 140,000 vehicles from using now Cairo Alexander Desert Road, Agricultural Road, and they will transfer automatically to Shobra Banha.
So it will also alleviate traffic congestion.
Yeah, and it will. You can access from Shobra to Banha within 20 minutes. While now you are achieving the same within about 1 hour. So there is huge.
So you're saving energy and you're saving time.
Time, fuel, also pollution. You are saving all. As well, you will access all new developing areas.
Those roads, are they within the cities or are they ring roads around the cities?
They are highways or carriageways between main cities. And they are also around main cities.
So we're taking into consideration that those roads are not supposed to be really going through the city for pollution purposes.
One of the main objectives or main aims of those roads is to go out from major cities and to move around.
So we are like following a beltway around Egypt.
Yeah, or like causeway, like busway.
Okay.
Out away from urban areas.
Okay. The funding for this project, you said it's 36 billion Egyptian pounds.
Yes.
This is for all the 3 stages?
Yeah.
The total project cost?
The total project cost, yeah.
And it's funded by Egypt?
By Egyptian governmental, yeah. And this is a very important issue. If we talking about the balance between expenditure and revenues for those roads, you will back again all money within 2 to 3 years.
How?
By using the announcements, also the use of the lands surrounding the roads, the toll gates and toll fees. As well, you can see the cameras and the control system by taking some money from people. As well, you have another areas exposed to be developed by investors. For example, one of the investors came to us and say that I need to do like solar energy planet on one of the both sides of the roads. As well, fuel station, fuel gases, rest houses, hotels, motels, and all kind of development will be happen at the roadsides. Those will back again the money within 2 years, noting that every road before opening or before deciding to do, we have like a visibility study if it will be visible or not.
Go ahead.
That's it. Yeah.
When you say it's a matter of the cost will be paid back, Are you considering that the cost will also be paid back through investment? That this is supposed to be increasing the infrastructure increase is supposed to be supporting investment?
Yeah, this is the main issue of those roads is to connect all investments, to connect all using of surrounding lands beside the road, to connect also the users by huge accessibility, huge road network, to save time, to save energy. All those will come again to the national products or to the national economy again.
Are there any, after the 2020 plan, do we foresee where else we're planning to expand?
Yeah.
Are we foreseeing this?
The main target is 2050, not 2020. But
so this is until 2020. From 2020 to 2050, we have 30 years. What are we planning to do in those
We
30?
have another plans. It will not only roads. We have also to think about all infrastructure measures, such as railways, using of River Nile, as well developing of a new ports. And we have about 2,700 coastal lengths along the Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea. So we have to develop new ports to connect with the international trade, to apply and activate our agreements, such as the SCOA agreement with the Arab world. One of them, for example, the road connecting between Baghdad and Casablanca, and it goes through Egypt. As well, we have some agreements with Africa, such as SCOA. We have also Cairo-Cape Town road, which will be from the north to the south. So we have some roads from east to east, and we have some other roads from north to south. All those will act as part of the international plan, like Mediterranean, European agreements, like the African agreement, like the SCOA between the Arab countries, of which we have 3 new tunnels at under Suez Canal. We have to activate and reopen again the Ferdan Bridge after maybe 3 or 4 years of closing. As well, we have also like the floating bridges. That one of them, Mr. Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, our president, was opened since 3-4 days, and it's very important also to have such floating bridges in order to facilitate the movements between the 2 sides of the Suez Canal.
Yes.
All those will play the main or fatal role in order to have 100% infrastructure plan clear and neat for use for all users and for all investments.
Quality. Whenever we talk
100%.
about roads, we're always
100%.
concerned about the quality.
100% quality. This is the new trend of our plans. For example, it's forbidden for any company to come to the project without new equipment. The equipment should be at that year. For example, if we decided to start new project 2017, your equipment should be 2017 model.
Okay.
So we applied the highest quality. We applied the
what about the raw material? Because people are always complaining about the tar that is being used to pave the roads. It's not conforming to the changes in temperature and water and what have you.
It's an industry. So you have to apply all quality control measures in that industry, starting from the quality of the raw material, such as the aggregates, the dust that you are using, the asphalt or bitumen. As well, you have to do all quality control on mixtures, like the asphalt mixture, like the concrete mixtures, and so on. So the industry should have the quality of 100%. And we are applying now. For the first time, we have the concept of general consultant to review all and each and every drawing and every document in order to have what's called third eye, in order to achieve the best of all.
How, when we say, because we have an employment problem, if I look at a project like this, and this is quite a vast project, and maybe what we're talking about now maybe is the first phase until 2020, let alone what's coming afterwards. The number of people, roughly speaking, being employed in such a project, how many people are we talking about?
150,000.
150,000?
Yeah, the minimum. This is minimum.
To do this job?
Yeah, to do this job. Minimum.
Will we say that in 2020, Egypt will be interconnected? Yes. Meaning that you have a proper, up-to-date network of roads that link all the major cities in Egypt?
Sure. This is our aim. Until now, if you see the connection between Al-Farafra, for example, and Beirut, you have to pass through 3 roads until achieving Al-Farafra. It takes, for example, 750 kilometers. By constructing the Beirut Al-Farafra road, it's about 280. Okay?
So it's 1/3 of the distance.
1/3, and 1/3 of the time as well. If you are talking about the new national ring road now, currently under construction, surrounding Cairo, it will connect almost 13 governorates by using like causeway around Cairo without the need to achieve the inner ring road now in Cairo.
So this is different from the current ring road that we have?
Yeah, and after 1 year, all trucks or larger vehicles will move from the inner ring road in Cairo to that national ring road. And this will cause many issues. First of all, will facilitate the accessibility to all governorates without need to achieve the Cairo. The second is to also saving costs of fuel. The third is to save the accidents, because
which is a very important issue.
Yeah, most of accidents, about 40% of the accidents
are caused by the heavy vehicles.
Heavy vehicles, about 40%. So if we are separating, we'll have also safer roads. This is also the same aim of our new national road program. For example, Cairo-Suez road, we have like 2 surface roads to separate also the larger vehicle and smaller ones. In Wadi Natron Al Alamein, now under construction, new surface road in order also to save trucks from using the main alignment.
Which is quite popular, especially during the summer season, because this is where people usually go.
Noting that it will, in the future, not only on summer season, we have also in the future sustainable program of developing the north coast by constructing the Alamein city, Dab'a nuclear station, and other activities in the north coast. So we'll use this road all around the year. In Cairo, Alexandria Desert Road now, if you see, we have also 2 surface roads and trucks are using them.
Yes.
And this is very good experience to us, and we are now applying for on all roads, all highways.
Most of us in Egypt really are using around 6% of our land. And one of the things, for example, Dr. Farouk El-Bez, one of the projects he proposed, the development corridor, is to move out. So that we're not really all mushed up in one area. Do we have this in mind? Are we looking at projects like the ones that are proposed by someone like Dr. Farouk El-Bez or others, I mean not necessarily by him, to make sure that somehow we move outside the box, that we have proper infrastructure? Because whenever you ask a newlywed couple, for example, to move out, the problem usually is the infrastructure. Are we taking this into account, that we sort of expand our geographical distance that we're living?
Yeah. Actually, roads are service, okay? And if you are talking about the 1.5 million faddan that will be cultivated, and
yes.
They are already out of Cairo and out of Delta region. So yes. We have now the construction of Al-Wahat Al-Farafra. We have construction of the Beirut Al-Farafra. and a lot of roads that will access.
Cater to this area.
As well, if we are talking about the Golden Triangle, it's at the east-south direction, maybe. It's the connection between three economic centers, Qina, Safaga, Al-Qusir. It will be full of metals. It will full also of touristic areas and so on. So new crossings road will connect between the Cairo Desert Road and also the Red Sea. We have a lot of plans in order to achieve this dream or this aim. I can also describe to you some of them, some of those, please. Okay. Sorry, because I am not.
I know there are lots of details. So
yeah. If we are talking about, for example, Cairo-Suez Road, for example, Cairo-Suez is the project also expanding the main road. Okay. They are adding additional lane to each direction. It's in previous stage it was 2 lanes per direction. Now it becomes 3 lanes.
Okay.
As well, we have 2 lanes each direction surface road. So total width of road increased by about 50 meters, and we have about 6 additional lanes to the road. The main of this road is to serve the Suez Canal area and the new development corridor at Suez Canal.
And the Sokhna, which is going to be a logistics hub. So we need
if we are talking about also Shobra Banha, it's in Qalyubiyya Governorate. So as we talked about the vehicles, it will serve about 40,000 vehicles per day. It will across about 40 kilometers, and there are about, we are talking about 41 bridges. We are talking about 2.5 billion Egyptian pound to construct this road.
And this is supposed to be finished by when? 2020?
No, 2017.
2017.
Yeah,
okay, so this is this year. It's being completed this year.
No,
okay.
Mid of year or at the end.
Okay.
Wadi Natron Road, as we also discussed it, it's linking Cairo to Alamein city. Now it's already opened at on April 2016. They added 3 lanes each direction. One of them at the main corridor and the other 2 lanes as a surface road as well.
This has nothing to do with the Daba Road.
Yeah.
Which takes us all the way down to the west, further west, towards Matruh, which is really at the borders with Libya. This is another direction.
Axis.
Yes. Okay.
The total length is 135 kilometers, and the cost is 1.9 billion Egyptian pound. Already finished, and it's now working. Just only as they said, it's only the surface road under construction.
What is the major development in 2017? What do we, I mean, I know a lot of people were looking forward, for example, a lot of Egyptians were looking forward to the Daba Road, especially in the summer season, because it really makes the access to the north coast easier. What should we look forward to in 2017? What, in your opinion, is the best road plan?
In 2017, we will open Shobra Banha Road, part of the National Ring Road, the Middle Ring Road, which is called the Ir al-Awsat in Arabic, and it will pass through the New Cairo. Mehwar access Muhammad Naguib, it's also in New Cairo with some bridges and tunnels in order to access the new capital. We have some roads in El Galala city, or Galala platform, of which the Corniche with 5 kilometers. Also the road at Galala city surrounding and will achieve and will access to El Ain Sokhna. Some ports will come soon under developing. We have also in the plan of 2017 maybe the rest of roads that are not completed in the first stage. For example, the surface road of the Wadi Natron Al-Alamein, Fayoum Al-Wahat, Dairut Al-Farafra. As well, we can also expecting that some of the delta roads will be clear and ready for opening. maybe some access road like Qanater Bulin, rest of the North Coastal Road with about 35 kilometers maybe. Those are the ready plans for 2017.
Mm-hmm. When I talked to someone from the Egyptian parliament, Dr. Passant Fahmy specifically, she said that within 3 to 5 years, there is a plan being put together to make Egypt self-sufficient in strategic food commodities, that most of our food will not be importing. And if I were to ask you, in 5 years from now, what message, since most of those who are watching us are not Egyptians really, what message would you be delivering 5 years from now? Where will the Egyptian infrastructure be? The roadmap, how will it be 5 years from now? What do they have to look forward to?
We are running now out of any normal model. We are running very fast. We are running with a huge cost. We are running to complete all roads network. We are running to achieve and access all areas that they are proposed to be invested in the future. We are looking for Egypt in its new form, its new shape, modern roads, high quality, 100%. Access is ready for investments. It's part of national plan, National Guard also plan. It's part of our economic. It will come back again with all paid money. We have very good visibility studies. We have very good economic model for those roads. We are ready also to invest at roadsides. If I were to ask you to answer to those, some people are critical that this is not a priority, that before you do infrastructure, why don't you do projects that generate income immediately? How you can achieve the foreign direct investment without roads? How you can achieve them, how you can attract them also to come to Egypt without accessing their lands, for example? This is the answer. So this is the first priority. And it will pay off. It's an investment that will pay off. So it's not like you're investing in infrastructure and you're not going to collect your money. Yeah, you will collect again your money. And one of the ideas is to share the private sector in future plans. For example, by using BBB, a public-private partnership, or using BOOT. Build, operate and transfer again. There are many models that ready. If some investor hear us and he want to come to us, we are ready to say to him what we have, what are the kind of projects that he can invest easily. For example, ports, some bridges, and so on. So there is still room for people to come and invest should they be interested in investing. Sure, and this is also like a general direction in our country. From Mr. Fattah al-Sisi, our president, himself, when he said that we are thinking about how to invest in infrastructure. Would you say that the roads and the energy plans, the fuel that exploitations that we're doing, will they make us 5-6 years from now really ready to be an investment hub? And when I say an investment hub, because Egypt is blessed with a very strategic geographical location. I mean, we're really right there at the center of the world, so to speak. And we really should be the pathway, the interconnecting pathway between the east and the west and the north and the south. Can we reach that stage whereby we will regain our position again as really the hub of the region? The geopolitical location of Egypt is very important, maybe the best one all over the world. Yes. So we have to activate it again, as we discussed. First of all, we have to activate all our agreements. We have to have like very good infrastructure and roads constructed in order to receive all inner movements between east and west countries, North and South countries. Egypt can be like a gate from the European countries to the African countries. Egypt also can be at the act as an eastern gate to the Arab world.
Yes.
And this is very important to achieve this aim by using our plans in order to achieve the final plans or final goals of the roads, and to have like full accessibility, because we haven't until now full access. We have maybe part of the access up till or until the Nile, and after that we haven't the same or the rest of access. So the roads plan is completing as well the transversal and the longitudinal access.
Before we wrap up, I cannot ignore that whenever we talk about any project, we have to give hope to the young generation. How can we, something like this project, absorb the energy of the youth, especially in a country where you have a lot of labor and you have a lot of engineers?
Infrastructure projects normally consumes a lot of labor. And this is normally in all over the world. So the infrastructure projects are one of the best projects all over the other types of projects that can consume a lot of labor. The contracting companies, for example, at least each contracting company has maybe around 500,000 engineers and foremen and so on. So the construction sector, especially in infrastructure, is the best one to employ all employee or laborers.
People, especially the young people, are impatient. What would you say to them? We want everything to happen yesterday.
Have a good look. I can't express my, but actually Egypt has a new vision. We are going on the right way. Please come and help us. Come and help all workers in Egypt.
Very positive message, and indeed, we are on the right track. It will take its time. Yes. But once you have the plan, and maybe this is we're seeing for the first time that we really have a plan for everything, and the plans are going hand in hand, and maybe that will pacify some of us for maybe some difficulties that we may be going through, because the safe road really has to be bumpy at the beginning, and maybe we're still on the bumpy road, but eventually things will get better. Dr. Emad, Nabil, thank you very much for your fruitful input, and wish you the very best of luck in future endeavors. I'd like to thank you, the viewers, and wish you again a very happy New Year, and more importantly, I'd like to wish Coptic Christians worldwide a very, very Merry Christmas. This weekend, Copts in Egypt and elsewhere will be celebrating their Christmas, and may this Christmas bear a lot of fruitful endeavors in its wake. And on that note, wish you a very pleasant evening, and we'll see you same time next week. Until then, good night.